Dear Diary, day 1. My life is a joke. This is a true fact for me, unfortunately. I feel like God has gifted me with these amazing gifts to write, to speak, to talk about the things in my life that matter. He's given me such a powerful voice, and yet it's powerless because no one listens. It's not persuasive. No one seems to care what I have to say. No one really even knows I exist half the time. I made a tough decision today to quit YouTube. However, I can't quit YouTube for good because this is all I have. I didn't know there was a thing called Desperate Housewives. I mean, I've seen the show, but I didn't really believe that it existed. I've wanted to do this my whole life. I've wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to be a housewife. I wanted to take care of the house. I wanted to build my home. And I believe that that's what God called me to do. However, it's become the loneliest thing in my entire life. So I started doing YouTube videos because I felt like maybe somebody else was listening to me, because in my own home, my voice is not heard. In my life, my voice is not heard. On Facebook, nobody really pays much attention to what I have to say. And then I'll see somebody else posting the same exact thing, and all of a sudden everybody's like, yeah, that's totally true. And there's like all this engagement. And I wonder, what is it about me that makes people not want to engage with me, to communicate with me? I can say the very same thing with the very same words, and it's completely different reaction. And it's all in the people that you know. It's all who is listening, the type of people who are listening. And apparently the type of people who are listening to me aren't listening. That's very true. It's been true my whole entire life. Nobody's really listened to me my entire life. My parents never listened to me. My mom would listen to me, but then she would lecture me on all the things I was doing wrong. My father never listened to me. He doesn't care about anything in my life. And so I'm sitting here today wondering, who will I talk to if I let go of doing videos? I keep getting lost in this idea that I need all these subscribers and I need people to hear me. But the truth is that when I sit in front of this camera, I feel heard. I don't know why. I know nobody else in YouTube land is really listening to me. I'm not going to edit that out because I don't want to spend all my time doing that. It's just comforting to sit here and talk to this little hole in my camera that I know is recording every word I say. And I feel like if I had to give that up, I'd feel lost. I feel like my voice would be lost. And the reason why I say that, I love being a mom and I loved having, but he's 9 and he's self-absorbed and the world revolves around him, so he thinks right now. And no matter how many times you tell him it doesn't matter. My world at home revolves around Minecraft. Everything. I keep telling him I don't know anything about Minecraft, but yet he keeps talking to me about it. And well, that's okay, and I can listen to him and I see the things that he does, and I'm really proud of him because he's really quite amazing at building on Minecraft. However, I get lost in that because he doesn't really care what's going on with me. I mean, he loves my YouTube videos, and when I told him I was going to quit today, he's like, no, you can't. He's always really supportive of this. But that's really the only time that he's ever really listening to me. So I need something else. I need something for me. Before, when I felt lonely, I got lost in games. I got lost in card games online or bingo, and that was my thing. And that's how I occupied my lonely time. I just found out too, if you go back to my other videos, you'll find out that my husband has been going back into his Mormon faith. And we almost separated over it because he was deliberately trying to convert me and Tavin inadvertently, and it really bothered me because my husband keeps a lot of secrets and he lies about a lot of things. And we almost separated. I wanted him gone because Jared has done a lot of things in my life to kind of hurt me, and he's the one person I thought that would never hurt me when we first got together. However, he's lied to me. He's not cheated on me physically, but he's cheated on me emotionally and was very close to cheating on me. Very, very close. And that was all when he started practicing Mormonism again. And when we were getting ready to separate, he asked me to give him a month. And he promised me that he would do everything to make our marriage work. Jared has a way to pretend things aren't really happening. And so, like, if we get into a little fight or a disagreement, he'll just pretend like it didn't happen, and he'll start talking about other things. And sometimes I get lost in that because I don't want to admit how lost I am in this marriage, how empty I am, how lonely I am, how forgotten I am. So I gave him that month. And I told him I didn't want any Mormonism in my home. It's been over a month. And he's back to the Mormonism thing, talking to the bishop again. He wanted to take Tavin on a retreat weekend this weekend. And said he really wanted to go. And I would never do that. Because I don't want to have been wrapped up in that demonic faith. So while I'm going through all of this, I'm fighting a demon that has complete control over my marriage. And every time he starts getting involved in Mormonism, he becomes such a jerk. He sees me struggling. We have to move again. And he saw me packing and all this stuff yesterday and just sat there and watched me. He didn't help, just sat there playing video games. I remember he used to tell me about a friend who used to do that to his wife and how disgusting it was. But yet he's that person because that's what Mormons do. That's what Mormon men do. And so I really want to express myself, continue expressing myself, continue talking, continue releasing these things somewhere. Because I don't know where to go with this. I don't. This thing in front of me is all I have. And if there's one person out there that's listening to me, even if it's myself, right there, then it doesn't really matter. Because this is supposed to be for me. This is supposed to be a place where I can talk and I can release and I can just get these things out of me. Because if I don't get them out of me, things are going to be really bad. YouTube has been something I really wanted to succeed at for a really long time, for over a year. But it's not been YouTube itself that I wanted to succeed at. It's more or less like the content that I was giving to people. I wanted it to be successful. I wanted it to be... Sorry, I'm starting to get a really bad migraine, and that usually leads me into a panic attack. Just hang on. Okay. So I had this great idea about doing a small YouTube army, and I really, I get these really great ideas and I really think like I can do something with them. And that's really where I get disappointed, because I feel like, why do I get these great ideas and it goes absolutely nowhere? Today We Celebrate was one of those things that I thought was so amazing. And a couple of my friends who watched those videos, they were like, that's so much fun and that's great. And my friend Jay would always say if I wouldn't do one, he would say, where's my video? You need to keep doing these, because if you continue doing them, I believe that you're really going to succeed. And so I continued fighting on with that, and it didn't go anywhere. So I just kept trying new things, and I tried targeting different people. In the beginning, I was targeting homeschooling parents that could use all of that information for fun curriculum. And I was building curriculum. I was writing curriculum. I was really working hard. And I'm really working hard at these too. Being a YouTuber, or trying to be a YouTuber, is so much work. It involves so much time and research and money. You know, you wouldn't believe how much money I've put into even the Today We Celebrate, because if it was Pancake Day, I would go out and we would get pancakes just to show, you know, that we're having pancakes. Or if it was Candy Bar Day or whatever, we'd have candy bars. And if it was, I mean, we always tried to make sure that whatever day was coming up, that video included something. And so that did cost money. And then when I was going to do history through art, which, oh my gosh, I love the idea of it so much. I invested a lot in history books and art books and started doing a lot of research and made a lot of tutorial videos. Not tutorial videos. I did a lot of courses on teachable.com. I put a lot of coursework together. With Today We Celebrate, I also did Today in History. And all of that stuff revolved around science, art, math, geography, social studies, all that. And I was writing it. I was researching it and writing it and putting it together on teachable.com and presenting it to the homeschool world. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so great. But no one, I had 2 people that enrolled, but you can see whether they go through the program or not. And they never even went through any of it. And I had worked really hard on that because I put together a whole month of information. So that was so much work, but I loved it because I really felt like it was a great product. I really felt like it was something that homeschoolers could use. And so when I realized that people weren't buying it, I decided, okay, I'm going to give you a week for free. And I even offered it for free and people wouldn't take it. I mean, when you offer things for free and people still don't take it, you have to ask yourself, what in the world is going on? Why is it that someone else who, doesn't have that great of quality content, is getting all these subscribers? And I'm not even talking about anyone in particular. I'm talking about a couple years ago when I started doing this, and I would watch videos and I'd be like, oh dude, I can totally do that because, that's not very good. And I'm really energetic and I'm personable and I'm energetic. And did I say that right? I'm funny. I do really silly things, just to have fun because I'm just that kind of person. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I could really do this and have a good time and make it not only enjoyable for adults, but maybe for kids. So that was really my target in the beginning. And then when I realized that wasn't working, I had discovered that this thing right here was filling a void in my life that was missing. And that was companionship. That was talking to someone, because my husband last year our marriage just kind of started going downhill over a lot of different things. And so I really didn't feel like I could talk to him. And of course, Tavin, was 7 at the time. Why would I sit and talk to him about, my life and things going on and how I feel? And I really don't have, someone I can go to that I can share those things with. I have 1 or 2 people in my life that I can do that, but their life is so busy. They don't have time to, sit and listen to that. So I started sharing that on YouTube. And like I said, God has given me a gift of gab. He's given me the gift of a wonderful personality, I believe, and a great gift in writing. That's been one of my biggest strengths ever, but my disease is really preventing me from sitting down and blogging like I would love to do. So this is my alternative. And I feel like God's just sitting up there like, haha, I gave you these and you can't use them. So that's been a little painful because I don't understand why I have these gifts and I can't use them. I can use them, but they don't matter. They don't make a difference in the world. And the reality is that it's not just about me. It's about what I feel about the world. I want to share life with the world. I want to share my life with people, and I want to share my experiences with people, and I want to help people. I want to tell my stories. I want to, help people with things that may have gone, that they are going through that maybe I've gone through, and I can help them. the makeup thing was a fluke. It was just something that I just stumbled upon because Tavin told me that maybe people weren't viewing me because I wasn't pretty enough. So I started watching YouTube beauty tutorials and started my hand at it, but I wanted to vlog my journey. I wanted to see if I could do this. I wanted to see if I could make it. And I told everybody in those early videos, I'm not going to become a beauty YouTuber. I promise you. I'm just, doing this for fun. And it turned into a lot of fun. It was something I found I really, really enjoyed and loved a lot. And during this period of time, I realized that when I was a freelance writer, I wrote a lot of beauty articles that I really loved until I started having to do it for plastic surgeons, which I hated. And so I really quit my freelance writing job that I had a lucrative income from because I didn't want to go against what I believed. And, when you stand on your moral ground, you're going to lose things, and that's okay. And that's what I did. I made the choice to leave the freelance company I was working for and no longer write the things that I was loving to write, because the problem is that plastic surgeons started seeing my stuff and started hiring me. And soon my boss, who wasn't really my boss, but he assigned me the freelance work. Those were the only things he was giving me, because that soon became the thing. As you know, out there, plastic surgery is like the thing, especially about 15 years ago when it was starting to become really, really popular. And so when I said I'm not doing these, I really stopped getting work. So that was really difficult for me as well. Plus, I had a novel published called She Is, and I had it published through Publish America. They really messed me over. The book was priced at $27 for a soft cover. No one was going to buy that. So that was disappointing. And at the same time, I was going through a divorce with my ex-husband who tried to kill me. So I didn't have it in me to promote my own book, and I really didn't want to promote my book at $27. I didn't believe that anybody should buy a book at $27, period. I don't care what it is. So I was really against that. So I let that go. I started a blog called Daily Reminders, Note to Self, Daily Reminders from God. It became a very, very popular blog through Gospel for Asia. And believe it or not, I really started becoming successful on that to the point where they were going to hire me. I don't know what happened. Something inside of me said I needed to stop because I was feeling frustrated. And gosh, I just don't know why I do things. I stop right when things start getting good. Just when things are about ready to really explode in my life, I tend to quit. And I don't know if that's what's happening now, if things are just going to explode on the scene or if I'm just going to keep fizzling. When you're fighting to make 50 subscribers for over a year and a half, that's not right. I did a video last night for the small YouTube army, and I probably won't even post it now unless people want to do it. But I was talking about originally when I started YouTube, I actually started talking about my ex-landlord and how he was abusing his power and threatening us for asking for things to be fixed, and hired a lawyer to retaliate against us and stop communications with us completely, and had this lawyer write us intimidating letters almost every other day. And no matter how hard I tried to talk to our lawyers or our landlords, they wouldn't listen or respond. So I took my case to YouTube and I started talking about it every single day that something happened. I was posting it, and I had a lot of views. and subscribers at the time, because it was my ex-landlords, the lawyer, and a whole bunch of their friends and family that were watching it and documenting all the time and timestamping things and documenting everything I was saying. And, you know, they were watching them and watching them and watching them. And then I was getting harassed by their friends and family. And then when I had to sue them because they broke the law several times, they countersued me for defamation of character and extortion for my videos, even though my videos were none of that, but they were, you know, really trying to use them against me. And I even gave all of that information to the judge and said, I know they're going to come at me with these, but I'm going to give you the link so you can see that all I was doing was telling my story. They did lose. I mean, the judge was like, she has a right to tell her story and speak her opinion. You know, that's the First Amendment. She has that right. And I'm going to just drop this right now because it's stupid. So that's really how it started. But then after the case was over, they stayed on just for a little bit longer to see if I would talk about the case or if I would talk about them anymore. And I didn't. And a lot of my subscribers left. And then a lot of my views went down as well. And all of those videos have been taken down just because I want to respect them. And I really don't want to rehash that stuff anymore. So that's where my viewership went down and my subscriber list went down. And I'm trying to rebuild my channel now because I lost the people who were watching it the most. For all the wrong reasons, though. So I want people to watch it for the right reasons. And I'm just going to start doing this Dear Diary daily thing because I need someone to talk to. I need someone to release this to, whatever's inside of me. And I need someone in my life. And right now that someone is a something, and it is my camera, who listens to me, who really listens to me, who like records every word I say and memorizes it. Okay. So I don't know if anybody watched. I don't really care because, like I said, I'm just going to do this for me. I'm not going to promote this. I'm not going to do anything. If you see this, well, thank you. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you hate it, give it a thumbs down. If you feel like talking to me, just comment below. But you know what? I'm not doing anything fancy anymore. So there you have it.